The Ghana Police Service says the investiture of President Akufo-Addo was without incident.
In an exclusive interview with GBC 24, the coordinator of the National Election Security Task Force, Chief Superintendent Benjamin Agordzo, commended all the security agencies and the general public for working to ensure a successful event.
On January 20, 2016, the National Election Security Task Force was activated to be in charge of security before, during and after the 2016 general elections. The inauguration of the new president, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, was top on the list of activities of the task force, and for this reason, the team had to put its best foot forward to ensure that the event was not only incident-free, but as peaceful as possible. More than 3,000 police personnel from across the country were put together for the event. In addition, personnel from the military, national security, immigration and other security services were also roped in to assist on the day.
What we did at first was to ensure that we watched the previous inauguration, the security provisions that were made, look at the gaps and see how we could improve. And so a committee was put in place by the Inspector General of Police, and we also worked with the planning committee at the national level and coordinated with them. And we determined that just like the last inauguration, it was good to slightly increase our number. We anticipated that this one was going to be larger because of the fact that there was complete transfer from one party to another or one government to another.
Dr. Benjamin Agordzo said preparations towards the inauguration ceremony began right after the announcement of the election result. He highlights some of the important areas the police had to pay extra attention to and why.
The inner perimeter was where the VVIPs, the president, the then president-elect, who is now the president, and then the former heads of states were going to be, and the visiting heads of states were going to be, and all the other VIPs were going to be. So we now have to deploy certain specific number of people to that place, and then the middle perimeter we need to deploy there. But you see, the outer one, where we anticipated there was going to be lots and lots of people, which also included the gates, we now had to deploy more.
Dr. Agordzo mentioned some of the challenging periods of the event and how the personnel were able to deal with them.
At a point in time, we saw that there was at a particular gate a large number of people when the president was being sworn in. And the crowd was such that they were surging forward with such a force that if we did not open the gate at that point, there was going to be a stampede. And therefore, we quickly decided to open the gate to allow some people to flood in. And after they had flooded in, we closed it again.
In relation to the large number of spectators who converged at the Black Star Square, Dr. Agordzo said Ghanaians were advised to watch the event in the comfort of their homes, yet they all wanted to be part of the historic moment.
One of the things that worked for us was to ensure that our people were able to use persuasive language for people to understand that, look, much as they were enthusiastic and they were there to watch, not everybody could be accommodated at the Independence Square. And if they wanted the thing to be as beautiful as they wanted to come and see, then there was a need for some order.
While commending Ghanaians for helping to make the work of the security personnel easier, the police says the cooperation could have been better.
There was a need for some giant screens over there. And those giant screens were supposed to be provided at the stadium and at certain vantage points so that people, those large crowds that could not have access, could stand anywhere and watch the event. That would have meant that people would not be surging, forcing themselves in. Unfortunately, those things did not work at the last minute.
Chief Superintendent Agordzo said with the investiture officially over, the Ghana Police Service would review the video footage to identify lapses and areas that could be improved in the future.